Good evening, everyone. My name's Oscar, and thank you, Liam. I'm a musician, and so it's one of those, I've had a really fantastic time in the Wattle Fellowship. And part of that is just the depth and variety of things I've learned, because to be honest with you, I felt like the odd one out in the room quite a lot. And I think part of that comes down to my uni experience as a whole. I'm down in the South Bank campus, which is south of the river. And spent my time in this really insulated musical world, which I truly love. But I've really loved the opportunity to come to the Wattle Fellowship and meet so many new, amazing and really interesting people and really find out about their courses and how that can impact me. So to start off tonight, I'd just like to ask you a question of what do you think sounds like rubbish? For some, it's Taylor Swift. I'm an 80s man, to be honest, which, I know divides opinions. But as a percussionist, I think of something more like this, which is a scrapyard just outside of Melbourne, only 40 minutes drive from here, and actually in Clayton. And it's one of those, I took this photo myself and kind of felt like I was living in a real life Disney Wall-E still, like being the little robot scrapping through. And part of that as a percussionist, I get to play a whole lot of weird and wacky and contemporary things, just try explore sounds and different effects to kind of make surprising and interesting things. And so part of that is I picked up these tubes from a scrapyard just like that. And I think, to me, when I think of rubbish, I can think of something as beautiful as this. Which is only a little bit cheesy. But it kind of lets me this ability of being able to bring these two things together. But we have this musical sound as well as some kind of impacts behind it. And so kind of tackling waste and recycling kind of specifically straight on, each year we generate 76 million tonnes of waste. And half of this is recycled, but half of this isn't. And it's one of those, when we look at the largest sources of things like waste, it is construction and demolition, which from this scrapyard and the photo you saw before, 76% of waste from construction and demolitions is recycled. So it is able to be recycled like these metal tubes. But there's still space for the amount that isn't, and really kind of shows you the extent and depth of this. So bringing it back to me, I've had these two worlds of kind of linking music and nature. And I think what really excited me is the accessibility and the potential of this connection. That it doesn't take a genius to notice that these are some tubes, or really take anyone to know much about what you might think of how they sound or how they can work together. And I think it's these kind of two clashing worlds which I've really been enjoying exploring through the Wattle Fellowship and really being able to link together. So this is what is linked to my project, which the main outcome is in a concert. So this concert is going to be called Sounds Like Rubbish. And it's really trying to highlight some of these scrap materials that we can reuse and repurpose and turn it into music and turn it into beautiful things. It's going to be comprised of 6 different works, all environmentally based, and in what we have is what they're themed, literally kind of on thematic material, but also some of them is taking specific climate data and applying this to music metrics, pardon me, and how this can be explored to demonstrate different things like the circular economy and really talk about repurposing, because in effect, this is what using these tubes as instruments are, really trying to maximise their potential and really making something out of it. So the future of my project is kind of culminating in this one-off event. It's going to be really special, held in the Norla Dome at Mission to Seafarers, which is this beautiful resonant dome, which can only fit about 100 people. And kind of lining up this one-off event with something more longer term is creating a website resource to find some more pieces of music that align with some of these environmental themes and really share some of these concerns. Because to be honest, when I first started to look, there's a few really cool, interesting one-offs and some really, really amazing international examples. But as a musician who works in lots of contemporary works and as a percussionist, it was really hard to find things that I could present and things that really align with me. So part of this, and part of the intention behind my project is trying to make that easier, not only for musicians themselves to be able to curate and perform more works, but to be able to find works that really resonate with them and then can resonate with more audiences. So allowing audiences to also learn from these things and not just take a piece of music as something that sounds really nice, but also might make you think something as well. So moving forward with this, I hope to really be able to create more of these concerts that expand on these works and really explore not only Australian repertoire, but also international things, to create and really foster this educational sense and awareness of what we have going around us and how this works together. So the final point is, I'd love you to come along. It's officially being launched tonight, but it's only in 3 weeks. So please have a scan of your QR code. Tickets are only $18 or $25. It's all going to be emerging student musicians and composers with really diverse works of not only percussion and not only clangy tubes, but violin and cello, and really interplaying this with some visuals, and being a really special one-off concert that I would really love you to see, and hopefully you can take away as an experience. So thank you very much.